Namaskar. Hello and welcome to P Guru's channel. I'm your host, Sri Iyer. We are joined by Sriram Seshadri and we're going to take a look at some very important developments in and around India. Let's welcome Sriram Seshadri first. Sriramji, Namaskar and welcome to P Guru's channel.
Namaskaram, sir. Namaskarams to all the P Gurus, viewers. Sorry, I've been on and off for the last few weeks, and then now I'm back as per the schedule. Very good to be with you all.
Thank you so much, sir. And viewers, tomorrow, those of you who follow Sriramji in Tamil, he will be available at 10 a.m. to talk about some of the events that will be taking place. In Tamil Nadu mostly, and some other things also. Sriramji, let's jump straight into what has been happening. Many people, including the President of the United States, are now saying that the IMEC is the root cause or one of the more important causes for the Israel-Hamas conflict. And as a reflection of that, as things have started escalating, Qatar decided that 8 of the ex-Navy officers shall be sentenced to death in a lower court. Now, we don't know the legal system in Qatar. Perhaps you can shed a little bit of light on this. See, in some of these countries where there is monarchy, no one really knows how the law operates. If you have some ideas, sir, please share that with us. Also, if this is an intent to try and affect the state assembly polls in some way. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Yes, the 8 naval officers who had been arrested almost 8 months back, or 8 to 10 months back, in August 2022, if I'm not wrong, they were arrested for espionage. It's actually reported in the public media as they were trying to do an espionage against Qatar related to a submarine project, and they were selling details to Israel. That was a complaint on which, but even today, as we speak, Qatar officially has not announced why these 8 retired naval officers. They are not serving officers. They are retired naval officers working for a private company based out of there for Qatar government. I think they were working on that submarine building project, and on that charge they had been arrested. They had been kept on an isolation in a prison cell, isolated cells individually, and they were not given consular access for almost 2 months. And later on, Indian consular access was given to them, and all these now got escalated. All these now got escalated when Israel-Hamas conflict has happened. We all know how bloodier it is, especially the terrorist attack on Israel, and then Israel taking action on Hamas. And we all know, Sri Ayerji, that Hamas leadership are safely living in Qatar. And now one can see is there a link between is Qatar government is being pressurized by Hamas to put pressure on India by declaring this death sentence of our ex-naval officers. And as you rightly said, they have been sentenced to death by the lowest court. Like, if you have to compare that with Indian judiciary system, it is the magistrate court. And being a monarchy, the monarch has the highest right to even declare them acquitted even after all these sentences are there. So their law permits them. And this is now a challenge between our external affairs relationship. India has been maintaining one of the good relationship with UAE and Qatar in particular. I think Modi has to act his magic or use his magic to get this issue resolved. I'm sure that the international community, especially people who are very close to assessing the external affairs and ministerial international relationship, surely feel strongly that it is Hamas which has put a maybe pressurizing Qatar to act in such a way so that India distances itself from Israel and then starts supporting. I don't think India is going to do that. India would definitely support Palestine with respect to any humanitarian considerations, but definitely not going to support Hamas like some of the countries which does, like Iran or some other countries. So India has many options available up its sleeves. One is it can, if they find out that Qatar is acting under pressure of Hamas, and India can definitely exert international pressure on Qatar equally through United States or through any other government, or directly start impacting the bilateral trade. We can stop buying from the natural gas that we are buying heavily from Qatar. We can stop buying that. We can return the highest honor that it has awarded to Narendra Modi ji. So we can actually do any sort of measures, but I think those are the last step, in my opinion. I think India will actually explore all the legal possibilities, legal route that is available with them. So that is with respect to the situation in Qatar and the verdict given by the lowest court on the 8 Indian nationals who are ex-naval officials. Will this have any impact on the polls? In my opinion, it may not have a major impact on any of the 5 state polls except Telangana, because I think some of the members are from the Telangana region or Hyderabad region. I think so, out of the 8, and the first ever question was brought in by OIC and Telangana MP in the parliament few months back, when our external affairs minister, honorable minister Jaishankar, said that they are closely watching on the situation and then helping the Indian nationals and ex-navy officials in their legal fight, and then consular access has been given, and India is standing with them. But beyond that, there are no major update that that is available in public. So, except Telangana, that too, it may not be a, election impact on any of the 5 states that will turn the prospects of any of the parties, be it for BRS or be it for BJP. It's not going to impact BJP in any way with respect to the electoral prospects in this 5 states. Uh, but it is going to be a trying time. We need to understand what are all the international gimmicks that are playing around in the international trade as well as international relationship, and that is what will determine what course of actions that India should take in months to come, and based on that, India will make its decision, in my opinion.
Couple of things that come to my mind right away, Sriramji. One is Mr. Owaisi has raised this cause in the parliament, but Mr. Owaisi has kept his mouth shut when close to 3,000 workers of Indian origin, about 85% of those being Muslims, they were killed, or they died working for Qatar government when they were trying to bring up the infrastructure to hold the 2022 soccer World Cup.
Right.
A total amount was 6,250 people who died. These comprised of people from India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and a few other countries. None of them, not one of them, has opened their mouth. The reason these people died was because they were working in inhuman conditions. The temperature in Qatar during the daytime can go up to 56 degrees centigrade.
True.
And they said that they actually, many of them died of dehydration, but these people are written off saying that they died of natural causes. What I'm asking OIC is, yes, you're always afraid of Islam being in danger in India. What about our brothers and sisters who laid down their lives trying to make an honest day's life in Qatar? Why don't you ask that also in the parliament?
Yeah.
This is a rhetorical question, sir. These people are always selective in their choice of words and questions.
Right.
Anyway, we'll just leave it at that. What
But
I wanted to, yeah, go ahead, sir.
I just want to add one point here, Sri. I'm really surprised that Modi and Jaishankar are very, very cutthroat when it comes to international relationship. They buckled under pressure when Qatar raised Nupur Sharma issue, if you remember, right? And then immediately they removed Nupur Sharma from the party position and party membership. And now this action. I seriously wonder that the relationship or the trust and friendship that Modi developed, especially with Qatar. I don't suspect this with respect to other Middle Eastern leadership. Especially Saudi Arabia has become very good friend of India, and there are other Emirates which has become friend of India, no doubt about it. But Qatar is a really thorn in the relationship always. Either they support sometimes, many times they had supported Pakistan in Kashmir issue in the past, and now in the last last 1 year, if you look at the Nupur Sharma case, when this was happened, a TV interview when she talked about it, immediately Qatar was the only country which raised its voice against Nupur Sharma's statement, and immediately BJP buckled under pressure. I think I seriously wonder what holds this relationship or the thorn in the relationship. I think Jaishankar and Modi should take a very concrete action, especially on this issue, so that they put to rest any sort of upper hand Qatar might try to take in any of the future years to come. That's my humble opinion.
Sriramji, I think many OIC countries, Organization of Islamic Countries, jumped in after Qatar did on Nupur Sharma.
Right.
My point, sir, is like you said, if they are so aggressive in their external affairs diplomacy, then they should have used this, whatever I mentioned about the deaths of 2,700. The Indian
Precisely.
consulate was not even given. See, this is the thing. I mean, the more I dig into it, the more my blood boils. The Indian consulate wasn't even given proper documentation of the cause of the death. They couldn't even go and recover the bodies, I'm told. My point here is that not a single Indian newspaper covered it. The one that
Right.
covered it was actually Guardian from United Kingdom.
Right.
And
Right.
sir, my thing is, for humanitarian grounds, in human conditions, these people are asked to work. And they can't die of natural causes when they are 18 to 30-year-olds. That was the range of workers, 18 to 13-year-olds, 18 to 30-year-olds. These are the prime of their youth. There is, see, if you want to lie properly, Qatar. And another interesting story that people have circulated in the United States was that it was at the United States behest that Qatar raised the Nupur Sharma issue. And I would not put it beyond United States. There are, at least to my reading, 3 different groups operating out of the Department of State in the US. One is pro-Iran,
Yeah.
one is pro-Pakistan, one is pro-US. I mean, that's what you want, but this is how these things work. Anyway, Mr. Blinken has not been able to control these things and speak with one voice. That all is, US politics, we'll leave it at that. But point I think I'm trying to make is, even in the current Israel-Hamas conflict, viewers, you should be following what is happening to the Indians who are still trapped as hostages. My number is 1 dead so far, Indians, and 3 are still held hostage. And that one died was a caregiver who was shot along with the person that she was caring for in a kibbutz in southern Israel. So these are all unspeakable acts of horror, the way they killed them. And India has only India is just first one to support Israel, saying we stand by Israel. But humanitarian aid is, many countries are giving that. India needs to really start thinking about how to help Israel if they ask for it, because India has been helped by Israel. When India ran out of ammunition in 1999 in Kargil for the Bofors and other things, wherever they needed, Israel unconditionally gave it to them. I don't even know if there were any terms of sale discussed. And now, if Israel asks India, and this is going to be a prolonged fight from the looks of it. US is now completely in, close to, I would say, 4,000 people are now in the region. But the region, I'm in the Middle East region. And these are active troops who are actually guarding some of the US installations. And this is not going to go away so quietly. 3 big battleships with a lot of other paraphernalia now in the Mediterranean and also in the other side in the Arabian Sea. Point I think US is trying to make is, Iran, don't get into this. And I think Iran is trying all its proxies here and there to try and provoke this whole thing. I don't know what's going to happen. My point, I think, is this, sir. I disagree with you in terms of what this will do. I'll take an example, play a scenario, sir. If even one of those 8 ex-Navy officers or servicemen who are there in their private capacity, but they are Indian Navy veterans,
Right.
that nobody can deny. If one of them gets shot, because there the execution is by shooting, by they shoot you to death. If one of them, even one of them life is taken, I believe that will have a huge impact in India, counter polarization as well as polarization. Please think about it from that point of view, because what happens
So,
is it would, yeah, go ahead, sir.
no, yeah, see, I don't know whether that execution would happen in the next 3, 4 weeks or so. That is one aspect. The second aspect of it, we are talking about the election in Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Mizoram, and Telangana. Why I ruled out Telangana alone and not Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh? The gameplay in these states or each state is totally different. For example, if you look at Chhattisgarh, every pollster is going to get it, may get it wrong. Maybe BJP will emerge as a victorious party. I talked about it in the last week when we did a recording on P Gurus too. The simple reason is the chief minister is very popular. People do not have anything against him, but the entire cabinet they are not people are not satisfied with. And BJP actually started doing the ground level politics and the ground level management, the detailed level management. BJP started doing it very extremely well. The third thing is in 2018 when BJP was routed. I use the word routed because out of 90 seats they won only 15. It was only because of Jogi, who started a new party and then who actually took away when BJP thought that he would take away anti-incumbency vote rather than their own vote. Instead, Jogi took away BJP's vote significantly. Even then, Congress did not get more than 7% vote, gain in that situation. But the 7% vote gain was a huge setback for BJP, where they lost significantly to 15 seats in Chhattisgarh. So now, when I look at it, they are reaching nearly 40% vote share, and the winning Congress is getting about 41 percentage, whereas the pollsters are giving for a 40 percentage vote share for BJP about 20-25 seats, whereas for 41 percentage Congress they are giving about 60 seats, 65 seats. That is where the mismatch to me comes from. The mismatch is very, very 1 percentage vote share, unless otherwise that the 40 percentage for BJP is concentrated in 25 to 30 constituencies, and then rest of the places they are decimated. This is not going to happen. And fourth aspect is BJP identified their many seats that they have not won in the past, and they have identified the candidates 3 months in advance for them to work on the ground. So all these put together, the Chhattisgarh may be a dark horse. Rajasthan, if you look at it from 1998 onwards, this has been swing state every time when there is an election happens. You look at 2008, 2008, 2018, BJP lost. 2003 and 2013, BJP won. Every time BJP won 3 when you look at Congress from 1998 onwards, every time when BJP won, they won with a thumping majority. Thumping in the sense, out of 200 seats, 101 is the maximum. 101 is the simple majority. But BJP always had 130 or 140. When 2013 they won 165, if I'm not wrong. So they decimated Congress in 2013 election. So when you look at it, this time also I anticipate somewhere around 200, 130 to 140 is the victory number for BJP in Rajasthan. So if a person is killed, even if one of the officers is executed, that change will not be very, very serious. Of course, Rahul Gandhi will use this as a major diplomatic failure and all. But in this case, remember, they have been detained as an espionage, people who have been arrested for espionage, people who have been gone through the court process. So, the resonation of that reasoning may not have a major impact on the electoral politics. Madhya Pradesh, once again, there is going to be a 50-50 chance when we are talking about it. Even there, the vote share last time, 2018, when BJP lost, they had several negative, three times chief minister, heavy anti-incumbency, and there are farmer agitation and farmer the protest. They were killing the what do you call action taken, affirmative action taken by the government that point in time. All those put together, also in 230 seats majority, Congress could not get the majority. They got only 114. 116 is the majority for them, and BJP got 109. So even with all these put together, Madhya Pradesh, even in 2018, Kamalnath could not get the clear majority. He had to be supported by I think BSP, if I am not wrong, to form the government. So all these put together, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Rajasthan, I think BJP will have an edge over Congress. And even if an execution happen in such an urgency, that may not have a major impact on these elections. Mizoram, once again, the Mizo Nationalist Party, which is part of NDA, will win the election. Maybe BJP will get one seat there, but NDA will form the government. Out of 60 seats, I think 30, 31, they will get. Telangana is the only place where I am little concerned, not because of this incident on Qatar verdict, but BJP's game plan itself had been significantly wrong, and then they are now trying to regain that lost position by OBC consolidation. I think that is where they lost the ploy when when they removed Bandi Sanjay, who was very vibrant, who was making a big mark, and now they are giving in that position to Congress. Congress may use this in Telangana very effectively, but other three places, I don't see this may have a major impact. Even assuming, touchwood, I pray that none of them get executed without any proper due legal course of action for them. But if such things happens, worst comes to worst, I don't see that impacting the polls prospects of BJP in these three states or in the four states. Maybe Telangana, it may have a huge impact.
Thank you so much, sir. I think that kind of clarifies a lot of things. Maybe Qatar is just, could be using this for some leverage of some sort. Like I said, again, India hasn't even opened its mouth about what happened to the people who went from here to work.
Right.
See, the Indian citizens, they like to have the cake and eat it too. Sorry to say this. Many of you who seek employment abroad expect the Indian government to take you out of trouble at their own at the government's price. And then what do? Once you come back home and then things settle down where you are working, you go right back there. Do you pay any extra insurance for working in a hazardous place? No. So everywhere, we have all these situations, but I am surprised, and I'd like the Ministry of External Affairs to clarify this. You can't keep quiet on this. Really.
Yeah.
These are human beings. They deserve a better life. And I feel more strongly about this, sir, because it's a year ago that Sriramji that I put out this video. A year ago. Less than 10,000 people watched it. That time, of course, my viewership was lesser and so on. But my thing is, many in PMO watch P Guru's programs. We're not here. Neither Sriramji nor I am here to try and make a living out of this. We're actually setting aside active time to share some of these thoughts because people don't seem to want to know the truth. This is the truth, and that's where I'm a little concerned about it. But sir, in Telangana, they said that Bandi Sanjay was, preventing the rise or space for Itala Rajender. Itala Rajender has been every party that I know of, sir. Telangana, everybody has been in every party, more or less.
Right.
Then what the rank and file of BJP, the people who rose through the ranks in RSS, who really believe in the Rashtriyata, the patriotism, they understand what it is. How is it that the parties, encouraging these people? How are you rewarding these people? Bandi Sanjay was doing a proper job.
Yeah.
In fact, he got attacked, he got assaulted, he got arrested. And in the same tactics that Tamil Nadu is doing to its opposition party, that is the BJP, same thing that KCR also did. But I don't see Kavitha Rao going to jail. The other people are in jail in the same scam. I can't really fathom how BJP runs its inner party stuff. It is a big mystery to me. I'll leave it at that. If you want to add something, please feel free. So then we'll go to Tamil Nadu.
Yeah. So, because Bandi Sanjay was preventing Itala Rajendra's prospects or growth or his ability to become a mass leader, either they should have removed Bandi Sanjay and put Itala Rajendra as the leader, at least if they wanted to. But they brought in a moderate Kishan Reddy into that place. And that is where they are struggling it very hard. Like you precisely said, Sri Ji, Bandi Sanjay went through all the hardships. See, any time when a political party has to grow in a state or a nation where they don't have a major presence, it is only through the struggle that they go through the party grows. The number of arrests, number of agitations, number of protests that they do, because of that, people start looking at that party as their future or a hope. You look at how Trinamool Congress emerged as a force in West Bengal when Congress to left to Trinamool Congress, the power regime changed, and there also when BJP people were massacred, literally massacred after the post-poll violence, they have been killed. Women were raped, and then they actually became a refugee in a neighboring state. In Assam, people fled to Assam to survive and then safeguard themselves. But the central leadership did not act in a very supportive way. But the local leadership, local people, they fought their sustenance, they fought their presence there, and then from there they grew to being a 70 plus member in the assembly, and from there they actually contested the local body elections without being once again marginalized by Trinamool Congress. Same in Kerala, if you look at it, forget about BJP. I think between the left and the Congress, there have been a power struggle, and then both of them keep surviving only by their protest. So in Telangana, Bandi Sanjay brought the party to fame only by protesting against KCR. And then you can imagine some of the areas where the KCR families constituencies or bastions. BJP won the by-elections, 3 by-elections in the last 2 years, if you look at it. And these were the very core of the BRS party's bastions or the family members' bastions, and they won that by-elections. It's all only because of only because of Bandi Sanjay. And then BJP made a huge mistake by removing him and then bringing Kishan Reddy. Kishan Reddy is a very good friend. Kishan Reddy is a good leader, no doubt about it. But is he the aggressive party leader who can take the BJP to pole position? In fact, they are conceding space to Congress. In my opinion, they are conceding space to Congress because out of say 119 seats in Telangana, 60 is a majority, and 8 to 10 OIC will win for sure because of his Muslim card, vote bank, and in and around Hyderabad he will win 8 to 10 seats. At least roughly about 8 seats he would win. So that gives even if BRS wins about 52, then OIC will jump in to safeguard the government, and then he will extract his pound of flesh. But otherwise, BJP, unless otherwise they cross about 30-35 in that state, I don't think they are a force to reckon. Whereas Congress would gain that 30 to 35 seats, and then BJP would be restricted to 20 to 25. Maybe in a long term, they may have some impact on that. So BJP did similar tactics in 2018-19 time frames. If you look at when Chandrababu Naidu brought in a no confidence motion to decimate Chandrababu Naidu from the political ecosystem, BJP coughed up there, and in fact they played very passive election. They actually played a very what do you call adjustment politics with YSRCP Jagan Reddy, enabled Jagan Reddy to become the CM. But at least YSRCP is still amenable to Modi. He is still working very closely with BJP in various parliamentary. I know where you are coming. Cases are against him. I think that's what you are going to come about. If I'm not wrong, right? That's why you wanted to come in, right, Shriyaji?
Sir, a couple of things. Many say that he's quietly Christianizing Andhra Pradesh. And I know this for a fact because in his
Right.
constituency, there was, okay, just back up a little bit. pgurus.com had put out a story where we had questioned a certain order of the government. And this government, that order clearly favored one minority group. And when they couldn't answer it, a fake complaint was filed based on which they wanted to get the details of the person who wrote the story from P Gurus. My point in saying all this is, of course, we didn't respond to that. We are not going to give it, let them come through the proper channels. My question to all these things is, many in the BJP, including some people that I have a lot of respect for, think that Jagan Mohan Reddy is doing a great job. And see, amazingly, sir, he appointed this thing called village volunteers, very similar to the VAOs in Tamil Nadu, which was, I think, a sham. MGR brought it. And basically, the people who are doing the job for free, the Karanam of the village, the head of the village, they continue to do their job for free. And this guy got paid for it. He would live in a city. He'll come on a Monday morning. He'll leave on a Friday afternoon and then do nothing. That's how it was 40 years ago. Anyway, these guys know how to ruin things just in the name of creating new jobs. Topic for a different day. This guy has brought in village volunteer officers, 15,000 rupees a month salary. Amazingly, I'm told, majority of these appointments are of one community. What is the village voluntary officer doing in every taluk or every district, whatever the administrative size is? And they all belong to the same community, religion. So these are all things that BJP should think. You may think that today I want to negate Chandrababu Naidu, therefore I will bring this guy up. You are also bringing up some other bad elements. And this man has a huge proven case of corruption. Kaveri Basin and Godavari Basin.
True.
That's why he was in jail for so long, right? I mean, strange politics, Sriramji, I can tell you. I mean, if you want to talk about conspiracy theories, he's doing this because of this and this and this. We can go and talk about this all day long, 24/7. I think I just wanted to point that out. Back to you, sir.
No, I agree. But politics is different from, the conspiracy theories. You and I know that we have seen this in many places. The adjustment politics, what happens? A similar mistake they are making in Telangana. For instead of growth in Telangana, they are just trying to make an adjustment politics with BRS. Maybe a tacit understanding, understanding for a state election, and then have a different understanding at the national election, general election going to happen in 2024. Maybe this strategy of theirs may reap a benefit. My good friend claims, another psephologist claims that this will get a major, bounty or reap the benefits down the years. It may, because what happens is the OBC consolidation as a vote bank. Nobody ever tried that. Nobody ever tried that until 2012, when Amit Shah, when he was exiled from Gujarat and then when he was living in Uttar Pradesh, that's where he created this OBC consolidation as a vote bank in Uttar Pradesh, winning 72 or 73 out of 80 seats in 2014. That gave the biggest chunk of number of seats for BJP to cross the 272 mark in 2014. I think they are trying similar things in Telangana as we speak, or even Andhra together, Telangana and Andhra together, to create a voter base of OBC consolidation, bringing in a OBC chief ministerial candidate, where, if possible, and all these. But it may work in future. But in 2014, 2030, 2023, and 2024, it may not be of any help. And if it backfires, then you are resetting the all the hard work that was put in by BJP in Telangana by 10 years behind. I think that is where their calculations may or may not go wrong, but we need to wait and see, because end of the day, where if it works, we call them as political pundits and chanakyas. If it doesn't, then we criticize, and then go to the next topic of discussion. But in Telangana, BJP may be making a mistake by having an adjustment politics with BRS. Of course, if 2024, when BJP comes to power, they'll have exert much more control over BRS because of the case hanging on top of BRS, Chandrasekhar Rao's daughter on that Delhi liquor
Liquor.
excise
Yeah.
duty scam, right? That scam definitely is there. And then, now Manish Sisodia is not getting his bail, and there have been several approvers who have given their, statements in ED as part of their investigation. So that case is going to tighten further and further. So they may have much more control over BRS in 2024. But in my opinion, they should have gone further more aggressive, like what they are doing in Tamil Nadu. They should have gone further more aggressive in Telangana for a betterment of long-term gain in Telangana for BJP. So this current strategy, whether it's going to work wonders or whether it's going to push them behind by 10 years, we need to wait and watch when this November election happens and 2024 general election happens. Only then we can actually think whether their strategy is worked or not.
Thank you so much, Sriramji. Let's take a quick look at maybe a couple of minutes on what is happening in Tamil Nadu. A habitual petrol bomb thrower gets released from prison. His first act after getting out of prison is to go to a petrol bunk, buy some more petrol, fill it in a bottle, light it up, and throw it on the gates of the governor's residence. So that sounds laughable, but I mean, why does MK Stalin keep insisting that Tamil Nadu is an Amaidi Punga, which means like a peaceful garden?
See, this particular incident, I think they are caught. It's a catch-22 situation for Tamil Nadu government. Of course, they prevented any major damage to the Raj Bhavan or the governor's office plus residence, because if one knows how the Raj Bhavan is located, it is in one of the main streets in the city, Sardar Patel Street, in Kottrupuram area, and from the gate, you need to go at least couple of kilometers, or at least a kilometer into the residence. Otherwise, it's all full of gardens only. So unless or otherwise it is a huge armed struggle, nobody could have penetrated that easily. But symbolism of it, Sri Ayerji, I think that is what worries me. If someone, a criminal who got released a week before, has the audacity to walk up to a very busy street, because it's not just a street which is isolated. It's a very busy street. I know, high traffic center. Walks up there, pulls up a couple of bottles of petrol filled bottles, and then lights it and then throws it on the gate. It's actually a symbolism of arsenal. It may not have created a damage. What DMK spokesperson in the media channels had been crying for last 2 days has been, governor has lied, and then governor has sending misinformation, all these things. But they fail to understand it is the institution of the governor, the first citizen of the state, that has been come under challenge. Not major damage need not have happened. No, there need not be any injury. There need not be any casualties or property damage. But it's an institution of governor is being challenged by criminal who got released on bail. And immediately, the next story they spun up was the advocate who actually applied for his bail, and then parole was BJP functionary, but failed to realize that the other two people who signed were DMK functionaries too, the juniors. And this person came out and then said, "I'm not a part of BJP party member at all." The guy who actually signed the papers, or the counsel for this criminal. So immediately DMK IT wing started to spring about what sort of a conspiracy theory that we were talking about, Sriyaji. Then BJP brought this guy out and then created this scenario. And there is one MP from, I think, Pudukkottai MP has put up a old Kadalan movie, clipping without any comments. Of course, it all, when it relates to that there where there is a governor who is actually offering,
Weapon.
the final
Yeah.
rights to in Ganges for people whom he actually killed through some bomb blasts. Okay, so these are all cheap politics, in my opinion. What the DMK government is trying to do is, it is Rajbhavan's creations, or it is BJP's creations, least realizing law and order is with the state government. And someone who can just walk up to the in a busy street which is guarded place, governor's office is guarded, of course no damage is done, no casualty, no injuries, but someone can has the audacity to go and do this in that public place in a daylight, means that criminals do not have the fear of the police. Criminals do not have the fear of the governance. I think that is what the current government should be worried about, rather than trying to spin certain stories around it, and then trying to spin who is culprit here, or who is who is party to this all these conspiracies. NIA now come into this because they realized that this guy got released on bail along with some of the PFI functionaries too. So is there a link that he has with PFI? So with the moment NIA comes in, and the urgency with which the police filed a case and then arrested this guy, and then went into some amount of investigation or closure of an investigation, even without taking the complaint from the governor. Of course, as per law, the first ever complaint, which is a FIR, that is only will be taken. The second, whichever other complaints that are given, will be taken as a statement under section 161. But the question is, it is an institution of governor which should have been taken into account. I think that is where the state is missing the point, in my opinion, and that is where the state should be little more serious about this issue, in my opinion.
And also, viewers, an update for you regarding Amar Prasad's jailing. His day in court will come up on the 10th of November. We had already told you about how this was very craftily done, so that between holidays and other days, he would not be able to get a date till the 30th. Now it looks like it's pushed out further. The idea, I think, the DMK was hoping that since Amar Prasad was very actively involved in the planning of the padyatra, that somehow that would get disrupted. But I'm hearing that it has started again. It has gone through major cities like Erode. Sriramji, 1 minute on that,
Yeah.
and then we'll go to questions, sir.
So what they have done is, there was some amount of disruption because of Bangaru Adigalar's demise, and then Annamalai had to come for that. And there was that flag mast removal, and several people got arrested by police. So Annamalai had to visit. So there are 2-3 days of disruption that happened in Enmakkal Yatra. So those cities, he is just leaving it behind. He is not rescheduling it, but going ahead with the schedule and as if nothing has happened. He is going to finish this third leg and then come back to those cities like Erode, where he actually skipped. Otherwise, the yatra would have gone through those spaces, and he's going to come back to that skipped areas after he completes the third leg of it by about 10th of November or something. He's completing the just after Diwali is completing the third leg, and then he's going to come back to this place before he starts the fourth leg of his Enmakkal Yatra. It has started. It is going on much more vigorously as if, because Amar Authority is one of the conveners or co-conveners of this yatra. The planning exercise has been done by a large team. Of course, Amar Authority holds an important portfolio there, but that doesn't mean that this yatra is going to stop. Just because this guy has been arrested, detained, and then all the legal help is being provided by the party to Amar Prasad Reddy. But other than that, the yatra is going on as planned. I think day before yesterday they started that. From where they left.
Thank you so much, sir. And viewers, I have a surprise for you. Elmer Yuan is going to be joining us at 9:30 p.m. IST. So we'll finish this program and then come back and join us. Maybe there'll be a gap of about 30 minutes, and then you can go join us for Elmer Yuan. A lot of stuff that is happening. Many of you may not know this. The former Chinese premier Li Keqiang is no more. He suffered a massive heart attack. He died at the age of 68. Again, in China, even a normal event will set the tongues wagging. So we'll know the latest on the ground from Elmer Yuan. So 9:30 p.m. IST on that. So let's take a few questions now. Trey Jones wants to know, does the Indian government have an apolitical long-term strategy to absorb, dampen food price shocks caused by disruptive climate events? This is out of syllabus, boss. Next one. Akash S wants to know, can BJP cause seat loss in Telangana for Congress and TRS or BRS? Is BJP causing loss to itself by infighting?
Akash, I think, BJP is causing loss to itself, in my opinion. They are probably giving some room of cushion for Congress. I think TRS, BRS also is losing a lot. They are not going to come, they may cross their 60 with a struggle. But if it falls short of 5 or 6, OIC will jump in, or Congress may not jump in, but OIC will jump in to help. But if BRS, for example, touches below 50, 45 or 40, I think that's where the fun starts, because then BJP would have about 25 with them, 30 plus for Congress, and then OIC will have about 10. So who is going to support whom? It's going to be a khichdi sort of a situation. Maybe early elections will come very fast, and all those will happen. But I don't see that happening in Telangana as of now. Maybe few more weeks down to the election, we may be able to gauge that well. But I think Telangana BRS is going to struggle to win that majority. They are actually not going to get that very comfortably, is what I read as of now.
Viewers, those of you who are from Telangana, my brothers and sisters of Telangana, if you get a chance to ask Owaisi, ask him this question: how much is he paying every MIM voter? The answer will surprise you. Next question. Narendra Reddy wants to know, what could be the reason for BJP central leadership giving up Telangana when it was in a very good position and shooting itself in the foot by not arresting Kavitha when it could have 6 months back?
Excellent question, Narendra Reddy. Only answer I could think of is south of Vindhyas, BJP on its own, only Karnataka they have a base, and Telangana they could have created that as a second base. Only reason I could even think of is, take Congress out of equation from Telangana. I think that's the only motivation they could have. Other than that, I agree with you. They should have kept, Bandi Sanjay in the position. They should have gone along with that, arrested Kavitha with all the evidence that they had. So they could have actually put BRS in a back foot, through that. Only reason I could think of is this. And some of the, parliamentary bills, BRS abstained from participating. So that's a give and take in the politics. But still, it's a dangerous strategic game, in my opinion.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. Mangat Ranga wants to know, Namaskaram. The Indian flag issue at Chennai Cricket ground was unpatriotic. Reports say that the policeman involved was transferred. Is that sufficient? Is it a punishment at all?
Good question, Magnet Ranga. I think, that's not the punishment at all, in my opinion. So transferring probably is an immediate reaction. I don't even know that whether a case has been registered on him of disrespect to the Indian flag. And ideally, a case should be registered and then filed. Hopefully, someone will take it up in the court to see that why there is no case being filed in some days to come.
Thank you, sir. Next question. AZ wants to know how much will the Middle Eastern countries influence 2024 elections?
Um, Glow. You see, I think the question, if I read it, beyond that question, how much many other countries, especially the Western countries, would try to influence 2024 election, it's going to be huge. The amount of money that they are going to splurge for defeating Modi and BJP in 2024 is going to be unimaginable. Take it from me, it's going to be unimaginable. There are a lot of countries coming together to see if they can topple BJP, and at this point in time, I think they are going to fail. But we need to wait and see how nasty their game is going to be. I think Modi is prepared for this onslaught from the Western countries and Western influencers who are trying to manipulate the election in India. I think they know the game. In my opinion, at this as of now, all these influencers or so-called financiers are going to find it hard to defeat Modi in 2024. But 6 more months, we need to know what all nasty game they are going to play.
One important aside on the Israel-Hamas conflict that I forgot to mention, I wanted to do it at the beginning. Guys, the negotiations for the release of hostages is very, very close. They are saying that that could essentially happen any time now. And if that happens, this whole temperature will come down drastically. So
Yeah.
there could be a breakthrough even as we speak. So just stay tuned on that. We will give you the updated information, and I just want people to understand that lots of things are being done in the background. Patsadi
Yeah.
Rangaswamy wants to know why Modi and Amit Shah are silent against DMK. Even petrol bomb thrown at Raj Bhavan. BJP supporters are sent to jail in false cases.
I think the petrol bomb issue. It's a state law and order subject. I don't think Modi and Amit Shah can interfere unless and otherwise there's a huge law and order situation across the state. Article 356 cannot be implemented. This is one small incident in that area. That's all. I don't think any action can be taken. Of course, the central government is fitting in with NIA investigation on this, and BJP supporters are being sent to jail on false cases. I think this is bound to happen, Patsadi Rangasamy, where when the ruling party is troubled by the growth of any other opposition party, especially BJP in this case, they are going to find ways to subdue them. They are going to find ways to intimidate them. That will keep happening. And I would say that Tamil Nadu BJP supporters far more safer compared to West Bengal and Kerala, where it was risk to the life. Here, at least, it's only an intimidation through cases and false cases. But I think BJP is supporting them, and there's a central leadership that has visited today. I think they are here for a couple of days to assess the situation. What they are going to do dramatically, I don't think anything they are going to dramatically in the next few days or few weeks to come. But at least it is a solidarity that they are showing to the BJP supporters and BJP cadres. I think that's what the message I would read from there.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, Raghu Kashyap, for becoming a YouTube member. Next question, please. AMS wants to know why not President take action and protect the atrocities against governors?
Um, See, what action can the president take? President herself, Her Majesty, can take actions only if on the guidance of or the recommendations of the cabinet. So, and atrocities against the governor, unless otherwise there are serious threat to the governor's life or governor position. These rift keeps happening across nation with various governors. Of course, it is unfortunate. Of course, it is of the bad taste. But I don't think action can be taken on some of these as straightforward as we think or as we emotionally feel about.
Raghavendra Sagar wants to know, Namaskar, since it is clear that ADMK is not with BJP for 2024, what is the expected projection for BJP? Also, please enlighten on Amit Shah's comments on next PM will be Tamilian.
I don't think I'll come from the second question, Raghavendra Sagar. I don't think Amit Shah mentioned that next PM will come from Tamil Nadu. I don't
1
remember
p.m.
him saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that is not going to happen. But Tamilian will become a PM. Maybe his statement to be understood as. Uh, ADMK. I have been saying that there are 8 seats where they have a much bigger stronghold. But as the days go by, Enmakkal Yatra's success and intimidation actions by the current government, anti-incumbency factors of the current government, inability of ADMK to stand up firmly against DMK will all probably increase the chances of BJP in these 8 seats that I talked about in one of the shows with in P Gurus, but beyond that also. In the northern districts, if PMK joins BJP's combined, then there may be some chances. I don't think Congress is going to break away from DMK. It may happen. Yeah, I'm not going to rule out that possibility for anti-Sanatan Dharma slogans that they raise. And TK Ilangovan called Lord Rama is a mythological factor and not part of history. All these are going to hurt Congress very badly in the northern, states. And if that more and more tirade coming from DMK spokespersons against the Hindu belief system, Sanatan Dharma, I think Congress may even make the decision much quicker before 2024 election. That happens, we'll have a separate conversation here on the Hangout to relook at the numbers of various parties in Tamil Nadu.
Thank you so much, Sriramji. And viewers will be back in half an hour with Elmer Yuan. Make that a grand success. We want to give him a rousing welcome. Feed in your comments and observations and questions that may have. Elmer usually doesn't have time to take a live show, but today he has. Thank you very much, Sriramji. And we'll be seeing you again tomorrow, sir, at 10 a.m. Tamil program. Namaskaram. And viewers, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications.